The movie starts off with this guy named Frank going to this fancy store in the middle of nowhere asking, hey, can I have this box? And this old man being like, oh, sure, son, you can have the box. Absolutely joyous, Frank takes it to his special square room, eventually solving the box and realizing, wait, I fucked up. And then he immediately fucking dies. And then some motherfuckers come in here dressed in kink gear and like, oh, well, shit, well, we made Frank into a puzzle, let's solve him. Alright, well, we're done here, let's go home. Like 10-ish years pass, and then Frank's twin brother Larry, along with his wife Julia, move into the house that Frank was in. And they're like, oh wow, this is going to be a wonderful place to start our life together. Only to then realize that the house is absolute dog shit. God damn it, Frank. Julia is naturally disgusted, so she wants to go back to somewhere else. However, she finds a Polaroid point of Frank, and she's like, oh, well, in that case, why not?
You couldn't tell she's the bad guy.
And just like that, the moving process begins, only for it to be done by two douchebags who decide to check out Julia right in front of Larry. Kirsty Cotton! Kirsty, otherwise known as Larry's daughter, comes home. She loves her dad. As for Julia, she wishes that she would fucking kill. Julia then gets flashbacks to the time that she fucked her husband's brother, because she's a bitch, I guess. Larry, meanwhile, wasn't doing too hot. He cut his hand on a nail while he was trying to move a mattress, and now he's getting blood everywhere on the floors. But I guess Julia wasn't the thirstiest thing in the room at the moment, because the blood gets absorbed into the floorboards. And that spawns this fucking thing! Julia goes up to the room where it happened, only to encounter the creature. Turns out that this horrible mess of a man is actually Frank, which is completely fucking accurate. He has literally escaped hell, and the only way for him to gain his body back is through blood sacrifices, which he asks Julia very politely, but she needs some time to think. But then she realized that, unlike Larry, Frank doesn't play that stupid fucking song anytime they fuck! And that was the final verdict of Julia joining Team Frank. Woohoo! Except not really woohoo, because then she has to go kill people. Meanwhile, Kirsty's been tripping fucking balls, because she's getting this vision that her dad's gonna die. And speaking of dying, it's time to go sacrifice some people to Frank. Julia goes out into town with a simple plan of date some guy, bring them home, and just as you're about to fuck, you pull out the hammer and whack him. Turns out it's a pretty good plan, because after a while, Frank absorbs the blood, don't ask me how, and now he has a new layer to his body. Frank finally explains why the fuck he's doing all this shit, and he explains it's because of the Cenobites. Julia naturally asks what the fuck a Cenobite is. Frank just says, okay, feed me one more time, and I'll tell you. A couple of horny bonks later, Frank reveals it's because of this thing. The Lament Configuration. No touching, it's mine. Because as it turns out, when you open up the box, you get a mixture of pain and pleasure, indivisible. And now that he opened the box, he must pay the price in blood, quite literally. And speaking of blood, one more sacrifice of blood is all it takes for him to gain his skin back and be complete. And if you're wondering if this is going to go the direction that you think it's going to go in, don't worry. Larry's alive. For now. Of course, you still need that third sacrifice, though. So, Julia finds a third sacrifice. Everything seems to be going swimmingly for Julia, until, of course, the Kirsty jump scare. Kirsty's sitting there thinking, hey, are you cheating on my dad? Oh, honey, it's worse than that. Kirsty is currently trying to explore the situation, because, well, this is obviously something that needs investigating. Unfortunately, she's too late to stop Frank from literally drinking a person. Kirsty eventually finds the third victim, but unfortunately it's too late, because Frank was a thirsty boy. Staring at Kirsty with his best Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson impression, Frank attempts to stop Kirsty, but she finds the box and fucking yeets it out the window! Kirsty understandably runs for her fucking life, only to then run too hard and faint in the middle of the road. She reawakes in the hospital, having no idea what the fuck is going on.
You're awake.
Doctors question her as to whether or not she knows anything about this doohickey, to which she replies, Not willing to further question or research this thing, they just leave the Lament Configuration with Kirsty. Kirsty then proceeds to try and solve the box. An ill-advised tactic considering everything else, but go ahead, I guess. And she solved it! You ready for some weird shit? I guess Kirsty just didn't think she fulfilled her dumb decisions quota of the day, so she just goes down the magical, mystical hallway that she just opened, and surprising absolutely fucking nobody, the creature is there. Okay, well, realistically, this thing is called the Engineer, but my fucking ass, this thing is an engineer. Look at it. Kirsty performs a Kirsty special and just runs for her fucking life. She manages to escape, but it's not gonna get much better for her. I'm sorry. The room around her slowly transforms, shifting into something that she's not too familiar with. Still wondering what the fuck is going on and wanting no part in this, the Cenobites finally make their grand entrance. The box. You opened it. We came. It's just a fucking puzzle box! No! I'm sorry. I was building up that joke the entire video. So then Pinhead, who's the leader of the Cenobites, says, okay, so you opened the box, now you have to come with us. It's basically just law at that point. Kirsty then remembers, oh, wait, shit. Okay, so, like, did a guy named Frank open the box whenever this happened to him? And they were just like, yeah. Okay, well, Frank escaped you. Fucking doubt it, but even then, why would I care? Oh, okay, but, like, if I were to bring Frank to you, could I go home free? Tell you what, maybe, but only if he confesses. If he doesn't, your soul is mine, alright? Meanwhile, Julia and Frank discuss their options. Because whether they'd like to admit it or not, Frank still needs that extra layer of skin, therefore needing a sacrifice. But are they even going to be able to do it here? They're kind of in a tight spot because Kirsty's either going to A, call the police, or B, call Larry. And Larry is right outside the door. Wait a minute. Kirsty rushes home, eagerly trying to warn her dad about Frank.
Oh, hello, Kirsty. How are you?
Where's my dad?
Over here, bitch. Damn.
Dad, your brother's back from the dead. He's trying to kill you. Oh, no. I killed him. I killed Frank. Check upstairs, bro.
All right there. There's your proof. Bye, bitch.
What the fuck? No. Shit. The Cenobites show up, notice that Frank is dead, and they're just like, hey, Kirsty, what the fuck is this shit? Who killed him? Okay, first of all, you are not taking my fucking dad to hell. That is not our deal. Hang on a second, let me go figure some shit out. Okay, guys, you gotta run. The fucking Cenobites are here. The Cenobites? Strange. They only wanted me. Frank. Yeah, the last sacrifice made Frank wear Larry's skin. This movie's fucked up. Well, Frank and Julia's escape plan failed, so I guess the next best option is to kill Kirsty, in which Frank misses. With a knife somehow. Betrayal. In an act of desperation, Kirsty runs upstairs to try and hide from Frank. She has to be very quiet. Oh, thank God that happened, huh, Kirsty? I see you found Larry. The, dead corpse of Larry.
Why are you saying it like that?
Yes, it is a damn shame that I, Frank Cotton of the Cotton household, have killed Larry. Dun, dun, dun. We'll take that as a confession. Frank dies again, but I'm not showing this here because it's super fucking gory. And Kirsty since takes the opportunity to get the fuck out of there. Except not really, because, you know, the Cenobites are still there. But you can just solve the box again and they go away. She sends all the Cenobites back to hell. Well, except for Butterball, who fucking dies under rubble. And Kirsty just decides, you know what? Fuck all this. I'm throwing the box in the fire. And the movie ends. Except for the part with the fucking flesh dragon. What the fuck?